Okay, very good afternoon, my dear friends. This is Dr. Padala Tirupati, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Degree College for Women, Jagityal. So, today, our eminent resource person, Dr. A. Shailaja Madam Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Degree College, Siddipet, Autonomous. Madam is going to explain about the one of the important area in plant embryology, that is structure of ovule and types of the ovule. It is most important topic. Why? Because in previous CP Gate and other competitive exams, so many questions has come. So that's why Madam is going to repeat the topic for the sake of your benefit. So don't waste your valuable time and listen carefully, my dear friends. So we would like to invite Dr. A. Shailaja Madam Garu. Please welcome and share your screen. Start your session, Madam. Please welcome. Madam, please proceed. Madam, please proceed.
Sir, screen is okay. Okay, thank you, sir. So today I'm going to explain about the structure of ovule and types. It's very important topic. Sir, is it audible, sir? My voice is clear? Hello, my dear students. Is it audible?
Yes,
Okay.
madam. It's audible. Audible. Please proceed with.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Female reproductive part of the flower is called gynoecium or pistil. Okay, see here. This is the first ovule structure. What is the female reproductive part of the flower? It is called gynoecium or pistil. So see here in this uh, figure, stigma, style, and ovary. These three, and stamen is the anther and filament. So today we are going to discuss the ovule. Okay, see here. These ovules are attached to the placenta. So in the ovary, we are observed this ovule. Okay, so the ovule is a multicellular oval-shaped structure. Mainly, that gynoecium consists of three parts known as a ovary, style, and stigma. See here, ovary, style, and stigma. This is the gynoecium structure. In angiosperms, ovules are attached to the placenta on the inner wall of the ovary by a stalk. It is called funicle. Okay, so these ovules are attached to the placenta on the inner wall of the ovary by a stalk that is called funicle. So in the integumented megasporangium is known as ovule. Okay, so that integumented megasporangium is known as ovule. The mature ovule consists of a funicle and oval shaped body. See here. So this part is called ovule. Okay, integumented part. So in the mature ovule consists of a funicle and its body. Okay, oval shaped body. The point where the funicle is attached to the body of the ovule is called hilum. Okay, so see here. So, the funicle is attached to the body of the ovule it is called hilum. In Anatropous ovules, funicle extend beyond hilum along the body of the ovule, and it form a ridge. It is called raphe. So in the ovule we are observed that raphe and hilum and micropyle, integuments, nucellus, these are all the parts in the ovule. We are observed the ovule, these parts. Okay, so the point where the funicle is attached to the body of the ovule, it is called hilum. But sometimes we observed that in Anatropous ovules, the funicle is extend beyond hilum along the body of the ovule and form a ridge. It is called raphe. So when I explain that Anatropous ovule, I will show you that what is the raphe. Okay. In mature ovules, a diploid tissue is called nucellus, is enclosed by one or two integuments. See here, these are the integuments. Okay, these are the integuments, and leaving a small opening at the apical end, it is called micropyle. Okay, in the ovule structure we are observed that some integuments are opened at the one place, that is called micropyle. The basal region of the ovule where the funicle fuses with nucellus and integuments is called chalaza. So in the ovule structure, see here, this is the body of the ovule. Okay. So this is the chalaza and antipodals, secondary nucleus. This is the embryo sac structure. So in the ovule, outer integument, inner integument, this is the funicle and the micropyle. So this is the opened place, that integuments are opened at one place, that is called a micropyle. Okay. So see here. Okay. So the basal region of the ovule, that funicle fuses with nucellus, that is called chalaza. This is chalaza. In the nucellus, the female gametophyte or embryo sac is present. Okay. So in the nucellus, we are observed that this is the embryo sac. Okay. So in the middle of the ovule, that embryo sac is present. Body of the ovule, integument, nucellus, and embryo sac. So we are observed that in the body of the ovule, integuments, outer integument and inner integument, nucellus, embryo sac. Okay. So see here, this is the funicle and placenta. Okay. Funicle and placenta. So integuments, protecting layers. We are called, these integuments are, these are called protecting layers. Unitegmic or bitegmic. So micropyle, small opening at the apex of the integument, entrance for the pollen tube. See here, this is the micropyle. In the ovule structure, these are the parts. Okay, main parts we are observed in the ovule. So that is unitegmic, means the ovule is enclosed by the one integument. Example, sympetale. Okay, only that one ovule is enclosed by the one integument, that is called unitegmic. Bitegmic means ovule with two integuments is called bitegmic ovule. Example, polypetale. Okay, so bitegmic is polypetale. Unitegmic example is sympetale. Okay, unitegmic means only it is enclosed by the one integument. So bitegmic means it is enclosed by the two layers of integument, that is example for the polypetale. Okay, ategmic means In some ovules, nucellus is not enclosed by the integuments. These are called ategmic ovules and present in parasitic plants. Example, Loranthus viscum and santalum. Okay, so some examples ategmic. Please note down the examples. These are very important. Integuments, only one integument, it is ovule is enclosed by the one integument is called unitegmic. Example is Sempetale. Bitegmic means ovule with two integuments, that is bitegmic. Example is Polypetale. And ategmic means ovule is not enclosed by the integument, absent. Integuments are absent, that is called ategmic ovules. Uh, Example for that, that is we are observed in the parasitic plants, Loranthus viscum and santalum. Okay, సో అండ కవచాలు ఇంటెగ్యుమెంట్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఓన్లీ వన్ తో గనక ఉంటే దాన్ని యూనిటెగ్మిక్ అంటాం, టూ ఉంటే బయోటెగ్మిక్ అంటాం, దానికి సింపెటాలే అండ్ బయోటెగ్మిక్ కి ఏమో పాలిపెటాలే. అండ్ దెన్ ఇంటెగ్యుమెంట్స్ కనుక యాబ్సెంట్ లేకపోతే కనుక దాన్ని ఏటెగ్మిక్ ఓవ్యూల్స్ అంటాం. దానికి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వచ్చేసి Loranthus viscum and santalum. Okay, so then next we are coming to the see here, egg apparatus, axillary ovum, central forms the female gametophyte. Synergids non-functional. Already we are explained in the last class that embryo sac structure. Okay, see here. This is a egg apparatus. Okay, synergids. Two are synergids. Middle one is the egg cell, and above at the chalazal end we are observed that antipodals. Okay, these are the antipodals. The center, that polar nuclei. Okay, so central forms the female gamete. This is the here. This is the egg cell. Okay, it forms the female gamete. Synergids, these two synergids are non-functional, short-lived. Okay, non-functional సహాయక కణాలు అంటాం మనం వీటిని. యాంటీపోడల్స్ మీన్స్ ప్రతిపాదక కణాలు, కేంద్రీయ కణం పోలార్ న్యూక్లియై, అండ్ సినర్జిడ్స్ మీన్స్ సహాయక కణాలు, ఎగ్ సెల్ అండకణం. ఓకే, సో యాంటీపోడల్స్ ఆర్ త్రీ non-functional. These are also short-lived. Okay, antipodals also three non-functional, short-lived. Okay, so new cell nucleus, two polar nuclei, one fuses with the male gamete and grows into the endosperm of the seed. So it becomes after the fertilization endosperm. We are observed that endosperm. Okay, so next we are coming to the so ovule types. See here. So you observe this diagrams: Arthotropous, Anatropous, Hemianatropous. Okay, Arthotropous, Anatropous, Hemianatropous, Campylotropous, Amphitropous, and Sarcinotropous. Totally 6 type of ovules are there based on the position. Okay, so see here. So types of ovules. Mature ovules are classified into 6 types based on the position of the micropyle with respect to funiculus. So see here, totally 6 types are there, ovule types. So in these 6 types, I will explain one by one. See here, Arthotropous and Anatropous. First one, Arthotropous. Okay, Arthotropous ovule. The ovule is straight. See here, this is the micropyle, integuments, embryo sac, nucellus, chalaza, and funicle. All are in straight line. Okay, so that the ovule is straight, the micropyle, chalaza, and funiculus lie in one line. Example, Polygonaceae piperaceae. Okay, Polygonaceae, piperaceae, and Urticaceae. Okay, 3 examples for this. This is a straight ovule. Remember this? Arthotropous. Arthotropous ovule. Arthotropous means straight ovule. In this ovule, the funiculus, chalaza, and micropyle all are in one line. Micropyle. Okay, so it is a primitive type. Example: Polygonaceae, piperaceae, and Urticaceae. Okay, so this is the Arthotropous ovule. Micropyle, see here, chalaza and funicle. See here, this is the straight line. Nirvakrandam antam. Okay, so in this, that all are in straight, this is the straight ovule, all are in one line, lie in the position of chalaza, micropyle, and lie in one line funiculus. These are all in arranged in one line. It is the primitive type. Example is the Polygonaceae, piperaceae, and Urticaceae. Okay, note down these examples. It's very, very important. And next, coming to the Anatropous ovule, inverted, Vakrandamantam. Okay, so this is the most common type of ovule. It found in, this is the most common type. So see here, this is the Anatropous ovule. See here, this is the Raphe. Okay, so which one is called Raphe? Which one is called Raphe? So in the Anatropous ovules, that funicle is attached to the body of ovule is called hilum. So, but in the Anatropous ovules, we are observed that the funicle extend beyond hilum along the body of the ovule and form a one of the ridge. It is called Raphe. See here, this, in the Anatropous ovules, we are observed this Raphe. Okay, so this is called Raphe. In the Anatropous ovules, that funicle extend beyond the hilum along the body of the ovule. So this is called Raphe. Okay, this it is form a ridge-like structure. It is called Raphe. And this is the most common type of ovule found in angiosperms and is characterized of sympetale. Okay, sympetale. Mainly in the sympetale that these ovules are observed, anatropous or inverted ovule. So the ovule bend at 180 degrees and gets inverted. Okay, so see here, this is a, what is the difference between arthotropous and anatropous? This is bend in 180 degrees. Okay, this is bend in 180 degrees, so that's why it is gets inverted, so that the micropyle comes to the lie close to the funiculus. See here, this is the funiculus, this is the micropyle. What is it? This is the straight ovule, arthotropous is, but in the anatropous it bends 180 degrees, so that's why this ovule is inverted. Remember this, it's very, very important. It is common type of ovule. It is found in angiosperms. Okay, it is characterized of sympetale. Mainly the ovule bends at 180 degrees centigrade. It is inverted ovule. So presence of Raphe in the characteristic feature of anatropous. Okay, what is the main feature? Characteristic feature, Raphe. Okay, remember this, it's very, very important. Example for this, hibiscus, tridax, and helianthus. Okay, hibiscus, tridax, helianthus. So for the arthotropous examples, Polygonaceae, piperaceae, Urticaceae. But anatropous ovule, that presence of the Raphe, it is a characteristics feature. It is observed in the anatropous ovule. It bend 180 degrees centigrade, so that's why the micropyle come to the near the funiculus. See here, that is the anatropous ovule. Example, hibiscus, tridax, and helianthus. Okay, all of you understood? It's very important. See here. simplest primitive, the Ardotropus ovule, and microphyll chalaza funiculus lie in one vertical plane, Piperaceae, Polygonaceae. Okay, so Anatropus ovule, most common, body of the ovule complete inverted, so that microphyll close to the funicle. These are the main important things. Okay, so Ostraceae, hibiscus, tridax, and helianthus. Tridax and helianthus belongs to Ostraceae, and hibiscus is Malvaceae family. Okay, Ostraceae examples are hibiscus, tridax, helianthus. You remember those. Okay, next coming to the Hemianatropus ovule. Hemianatropus, see here, Hemianatropus ovule. See here, in this case, the body of the ovule takes turn by 90 degrees only. See here, this is the seven shaped structure. Okay, seven or written seven. Okay, so body of the ovule is placed transversely. In this case, the body of the ovule takes turn by 90 degrees only. In these ovules, the body of the ovule lies at the right angle to the funiculus. See here. So this is the microphyll, this is the funicle. Okay, so this is transversely at right angles to the funicle. This is called hemianatropus. It takes turn 90 degrees. చూడండి 90 degrees. లంబ కోణం అంటాం కదా 90 degrees. సో ఏదైతే ఇలా మైక్రోఫైల్ అండ్ ఫినికిల్ 90 degrees లో ఉంటాయో దట్ యూ ఈజీలీ find out that that is a hemianatropus ardhavakra అంటాం అనమాట. ఓకే, సో hemianatropus ovule, it's very very important. Example for this, microphyll chalaza lie in straight line. So see here, this is a chalaza, this is a microphyll, but funicle is not straight. Okay, it is arranged in 90 degrees for the microphyll and chalaza. Okay, so example, Ranunculaceae and Primula. Examples for that, Ranunculaceae and Primula. Okay, so that is the hemianatropus. So next coming to the Campylotropus. What is the difference? You observed that in the diagrams, you observe clearly. Okay, so body of the ovule at the micropylar end is curved and more or less bean shaped. Okay, see here, in the Campylotropus, the body of the ovule lies at right angle to the funiculus. Right angle to the funiculus. The micropylar part of the ovule becomes curved without any effect on the embryo sac. See here. Okay, this is the embryo sac, bean shaped structure comes to the ovule. Embryo sac slightly curved. Okay, so this is the, see here, this is a Primulaceae, Ranunculaceae and Primula examples for the hemianatropus. And in the Campylotropus, examples are Fabaceae. Leguminosae means Fabaceae, Mimosaceae, Cisalpinaceae. Okay, so Fabaceae and Brassicaceae and Amarantaceae families also having the Campylotropus ovule. Okay, so embryo sac slightly curved, that hilum, microphyll and chalaza are adjacent to one another, with the microphyll orient towards the placenta. See here, this is the chalaza, this is the funicle, and this is the microphyll. So that embryo sac slightly curved. Okay, so body of the ovule at the micropylar end, it is curved and more or less bean shaped structure. Coming to the bean shaped structure. So for this, examples are Fabaceae, Brassicaceae and Amarantaceae. Okay, that is the Campylotropus ovule. So in the Campylotropus ovule, the curvature is less than that an Anatropus ovule. In this ovule, that micropylar region becomes curved. Okay, without any curvature in the embryo sac. So only that shape is we are observed the curved shape, micropylar region becomes curved, but without any curvature in the embryo sac. Examples: Fabaceae, Brassicaceae, Amaranthacea. Okay, Campylotropous ovule. So next, coming to the Amphitropous and Sarcinotropous. Okay, totally six types of ovules are there. So coming to the Amphitropous. Amphitropous, the body of the ovule lies at right angle to the funiculus, and the body of the ovule becomes curved so much that the nucellus and embryo sac assumes a horseshoe shaped. See here that the embryo sac is curved, but in the Campylotropous, that embryo sac slightly curved, not much. Okay, so see here. So in the Amphitropous, the distance between hilum and chalaza is very less. It coming to the that here the curvature of the ovule affects the nucellus, so that the embryo sac bends like horseshoe shaped. Okay, Centrospermaceae and Alismataceae. Examples are Butamaceae, Alismataceae, and Centrospermaceae. Examples for this Amphitropous. So remember that horseshoe shaped embryo sac we are observed in which ovule? Compulsory question coming from this topic. So it's very important. So which hemianatropous 90 degrees curve we are observed that and which one is straight ovule? Some questions like that. And which in which ovule we are observed the horseshoe shaped embryo sac we are observed in which ovule. Okay, so some questions asked like that, very important. Amphitropous ovule. So examples for that: Alismataceae, Butamaceae, and Centropermaceae. Centrospermaceae. Okay, so last one, that is Sarcinotropous ovule. See here, Sarcinotropous ovule funiculus is very long and surrounds the ovule. So examples for that: Cactaceae and Plumbaginaceae. Okay, the ovule becomes anatropous due to unilateral growth. Okay, as the curvature continues, the micropyle again comes apart in a fully formed ovule. So see here, in the Sarcinotropous, we are observed this. In the Sarcinotropous ovule, the funicle is very long. Okay, funicle is very long. It forms an accessory envelope and coils like a watch spring around the body of the ovule. వాచ్ స్ప్రింగ్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో అలా స్ప్రింగ్ మాదిరిగా ఓవ్యూల్ సరౌండెడ్ అనమాట, అంటే ఓవ్యూల్ చుట్టూ కూడా ఒక స్ప్రింగ్ లాగా అటాచ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ సర్సినోట్రోపస్ ఓవ్యూల్ అనమాట. ఫినికిల్ ఇస్ వెరీ లాంగ్ అండ్ ఇట్ సరౌండ్స్ ద ఓవ్యూల్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఫర్ దిస్ కాక్టేసి అండ్ Plumbaginaceae. Okay, Plumbaginaceae and Opuntia also. So the funicle is very long and it surrounds the ovule in such a way that is a micropylar and takes another turn. Okay, so it's totally 360 degrees curvature we are observed this in this ovule. Sarcinotropous means the funicle is very long and it surrounds the ovule. So it is surrounded like a watch spring around the body. Okay, so that is Opuntia. Example is Opuntia, Plumbaginaceae and Cactaceae. So that is the Sarcinotropous ovule. So this is a very important class. We are observed the ovule structure and types of ovules. See here. This is the structure of ovule and types of ovules. Sir, please, if you have any doubts, please ask me now.
Okay, my dear friends, this is about today's topic. Regarding of today's class, if you have any doubts, please ask respected madam. I have given a chance to unmute. So unmute yourself and interact with our respected madam. Okay. Madam. Okay.
Sir.
Class is very fine. So structure of the ovule and types of the ovule, madam has clearly explained. Regarding of today's class, I hope you are enjoyed the class. So tomorrow, same time, we will meet in our Zoom, 4 p.m. Okay. Thank you very much, madam. It is already, madam has clearly explained in previous class, but regarding of the importance of the topic, madam has repeated. But madam has clearly quoted the importance and the best examples related to the types of the ovules. So it is most important topic, my dear friends. So we would like to thanks to our resource person, Dr. A. Shailaja Madam Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Degree College, Siddipet, Autonomous. Thank you very much, Madam. Tomorrow, same time, we will meet in Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please once
Madam,
give the option to the students, sir. Unmute. Unmute
I have
the
given, Madam.
students.
I have given.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
already given to the our participants, but
Okay.
they are unable to interact with you.
Okay. Okay.
Right, Madam. Thank you.